Hi friends, so I am about to sit down and watch Red, White, and Royal Blue, and I'm going to get some ice cream because there will be tears. There absolutely will be tears, and I'm going to be needing this. The cake scene is coming up.
Your case, I would say it's rather inevitable. We are the same height, she says. See, you two, your majesty. Actually, it's your royal highness, your majesty, it's yourself. Oh, thank you for the etiquette lesson. Just you know what?
Not Philip.
Do you ever wonder who you'd be if you an anonymous person in the world? Be a writer. Live in Paris. Certainly did more. Yeah, but it's so hard for a friend to do a thing. People I date don't interest me. People who interest me, I can't date. Oh my god, I have no idea what you're talking about. Just like this kid.
Hey everyone, welcome back to my channel. I hope you all liked that little vlogging intro. I had a lot of fun doing it, and I kind of want to incorporate more vlogs onto my channel. So yeah, let me know what you think. But anyway, I wanted to sit down with you all today and do my makeup and talk about the film Red, White, and Royal Blue that just came out on Amazon Prime. And if you saw in my little vlog, I wrote down some key talking points, just things in the film that I noticed that I loved or didn't like, things like that. So we're gonna talk about them while I get ready. And I thought that would be, you know, really fun, different from how I did my Six of Crows. I say Six of Crows when really it was Shadow and Bone review, but I thought that would be a little bit different than just talking at you or have some girl chat. We'll, you know, get ready together. It'll be super fun. Anyway, I wore red to try to kind of get the point across, like Red, White, and Royal Blue. I wish I had like something that was very, you know, patriotic, but I don't. Or something that was merch from the movie. I do have a bunch of stuff saved on Etsy that I want to buy, but I have not because I am a little bit broke at the moment. I just used, this is like one of my holy grails at the moment. It's the Ole Henriksen Banana Bright Eye Cream. If you guys don't have this, you need to run and get it because it makes my under eye circles look non-existent. Let's talk about the movie. The first thing that I wrote on my little notes here is a Bad Reputation as the opening credit song. And when that started playing, I was like, oh my gosh, this is the best choice they could have made. Like, after the cake scandal, I thought it was just perfect. I was like, I'm eating this up. They ate. It was amazing. I thought it was a perfect choice because it like fits the scenario and everything so well with Henry and Alex, and it was amazing. Let's talk about the hospital scene where Henry and Alex get shoved into the closet. That was like one of my favorite parts in the book because it was where Alex sort of realized that Henry was more than he thought he was, and I thought maybe they could have gone into more detail and included the scene that Alex was watching Henry, like in the book, he watched him interact with the child and talk about Princess Leia and his favorite Star Wars movie and everything, because I feel like that was a really funny part, but maybe they couldn't include that because like licensing and things like that, like with Star Wars, I don't know. But one of the things that I really wish they did include as well was when they got shoved into the closet, there is a part where like Henry is like bad-mouthing, not Henry, Alex is talking about Henry in like a really bad way, and Henry gets annoyed and literally like physically pins him down to the ground, and that's where Alex was like, oh my gosh, like Henry has some bite to him. He's not just this pompous, like, you know, royal, boring man. And I really wish we would have seen that. Like, obviously they still encapsulated like the moment very well, and they had a very important talk in the closet, like how they did in the book, about like why Alex doesn't like Henry and all that stuff, and how it relates to Henry's dad passing away. So I'm not mad about it, but I do wish like we got that little like anger ants from Henry. I feel like it would have been fun. Let's see. Next I wrote the turkeys. There was only one in the movie, but like when I saw the turkey, I like freaked out. I was like, oh, they included the turkeys! Oh. I don't know what that noise was, but that was interesting. One thing I did do, like, wish they did in the book, in the movie, was that was a moment Alex calls Henry for the first time, and when Henry answers, he's like so stunned. Like, he's like, Alex? Like, he did not realize that Alex would actually ever call him. So I kind of wish, I'm always dropping things. I kind of wish that they included that and made kind of the telephone call a little bit clearer, because I feel like they kind of just went into it and you could only tell it was a phone call by the fact that Henry's voice was a little bit muffled, and like then Henry was like, oh, you're calling me, like I never thought, like, you know, that would happen. So I do kind of wish they had Alex kind of going through the motions of actually calling Henry up, and then Henry being like, oh my god, the love of my life is calling me, because Henry has always loved Alex, okay? He has always loved Alex. I love them. They're my babies, like, they are my babies. I love them so much. Anyway, I thought like that could have been a little bit more clear, but I mean, that's all to say that it didn't take away from the plot of the movie at all, and it wasn't a huge deal. Just like a little thing that I would have preferred that they did. Part of me gets why they didn't do this, just the way that it goes with the plot of the film. But part of me is also a little bit sad that we didn't get to see June, because June is such a huge important part of the books. But I also get why they didn't do it, because June had such a huge character plot to herself and the things that she went through with journalism and being the president's daughter and things like that. And I feel like if they added June, it just wouldn't have made sense while watching the entire film, because the story is Henry and Alex, and I think it makes so much sense not to include June, because it's not her story. Like, in the book she added a lot of, you know, depth and like helping Henry and things like that. Not helping Henry, helping Alex. But also, they used her in the book as a ploy to like distract, like, you know, Henry was dating her in the book. So they didn't include any of that, which makes sense with how they did things. Another thing is they didn't have, I feel like I'm gonna say it wrong. Is it Raphael? Luna. And again, that was such a huge point in the book. But reading the book, a lot of the times when they mentioned the politics, I kind of zoned out a bit. They kind of lost me, because I couldn't tell you what Alex's job was at all. Like, I don't know what that man did. So I'm glad that they changed it in the movie, where they had him actually like campaigning in Texas. That was a lot clearer, and it was definitely easier to do that like in a movie, to explain like what he was doing. So I think they did a good job with changing that, because again, I have no idea what that man was doing. Raphael Luna was such a huge part in like, I keep saying Henry and Alex, and how he kind of figured out that he was bi, and just everything that had to do with politics. He really affected Alex greatly. But again, he's such a huge character in the book. It would have been so much extra to add to the film that I don't think they could have done within a 2-hour limitation. So I think what they did to try to replace him, because obviously in the book, the whole scandal of the photos and the emails getting leaked was through Rafael Luna, because he was actually, I don't know politics that well, but he actually, I don't know the word to describe this, but he was, I want to say campaigning, but I don't think that's the right word, but he was with Richards, who was the Republican going up against Alex's mom, the president of the United States. So he was the one who ended up leaking all of that stuff to the press, and then at the end of the the end of the book is when we find out that it was him, and he did it in order to kind of help Alex's mom win the election and stuff like that. So I think they replaced his character with that, what's his name? I wrote it down. The journalist that like Alex got together with once. What's his name, Miguel? I actually did not write down his name. But I think they replaced Rafael Luna's character with him, again, to make things come across more simple in the film, because you can't put all of that plot into a 2-hour time frame. So I think that that was fair, and there's some things that I could, like, you know, get really super mad about when they do things in films compared to the books, but I think obviously that they did this so well. There was nothing like massive that was changed that really changed the whole plot of the book. I really enjoyed the movie in its whole, and the little changes didn't bother me that much. So let's move on to another change, was switching the queen to a king. This one I didn't really get. I don't understand why like it was done at all. It just doesn't make sense, but whatever, it was done. It didn't really affect the movie that much, so I mean, I can't really complain too much. Let's do a happy thing. Let's talk about how they included the Get Low song at the New Year's Eve party, like how they had it in the book and Alex was trying to get Henry to dance. Oh, it was so fun. I loved it. I'm so glad like they included that little book moment. Let's see. Oh, and can we talk about their first kiss? And he's like, oh, you're so dense. Oh, I think that's what they said in the book, but in the movie, he's like, oh, you're as thick as it gets. Oh, I love them so much. Like, reading the book, like, you just, like, fall in love with them and their relationship. And obviously, it comes across in the film very well, but in the book, there's so much more to the relationship and just, like, more depth to them as characters. And I just, like, cry over them when I read the book. I'm just, like, they are everything to me. I'm like a mother loving them. That's how I feel. I'm like, oh, I have a mother's love for them. So when they kissed, I was like, let's go. I did like include like the little clip of me watching it. Let's see. Oh, and they included like, in the emails, they were doing voiceovers of them, and there was the part where Henry says, your body comes back to me in dreams, like, and it's so poetic and beautiful, and I'm so glad that they included that that comment from the email, because I just like was obsessed with it in the book. I thought it was so lovely. Like, I wish someone would say that to me. Like, I need someone to just talk to me with words that are so beautiful like that, because I would fall in love with you in an instant. I really don't know if anyone would ever do that. Ever. Let's see, what am I using right now? I'm using this tinted hydrator from, what is this, Wet n Wild? And I'm actually gonna wet my sponge real quick. It's like already seeped in. It's so seeped in. Just ignore that, please. Let me zoom in more. Back to our regular scheduled program. Okay. That was embarrassing for me, but we're gonna look past it, okay? We're gonna look past it. I said at the beginning of this video I was going to do everyday makeup, and when I took out that makeup palette, I in fact did not do an everyday kind of eye look. But here we are. Here we are. Okay, back to talking about red, white, and blue. So next on here, I have the fact that he didn't have a stepdad. It was just kind of his parents were still together when in the book they were divorced. Again, not a huge deal. It was just an interesting change, but I also get why they changed it because again, that was too much info that they'd have to. I don't know why I'm doing it on my face again because what if I'm gonna ultimately spill it. But like I said, they can't really fill in like that information in a 2-hour time frame like how you can in a book. So it made more sense to just have them still be together. Okay. And then, oh my gosh, I loved Zara because the actor who played her and like how they wrote her in the film was exactly how she is in the books. And especially like just how she is with Alex, the little like the things she says to him about like how much he's a pain in her ass and like she loses like what did she say in the hotel scene that like she loses, I can't think of it exactly off the top of my head, but she's like, I lose years off of my life every time I interact with you. So yeah, I just love Alex's character because he is so like Henry describes him. He is so loud. He just says what he wants. He's so unapologetically himself, and I think that's one of the things that makes me love him so much is because he's just who he is and he doesn't care what anyone thinks. And I love that about him. But anyway, back to Zara. The scene where she finds out that Alex is with Henry in the hotel. It was just so funny the way she reacted. She was like yelling at Henry. But then afterwards she's like, Your Royal Highness. Like, I love her. Like, she is so badass and she's so funny, and I think she added like a lot of comedic relief when it came to like everything that they were dealing with. Because if you think about it, what they're dealing with is so heavy, and it was even more heavy in the book because in the film they kind of dialed it down. Like I said earlier, they used Alex's sister in the book and Nora to kind of cover up that Henry and Alex were dating each other when really like they were like, oh, Henry is dating my sister kind of thing. And it was just kind of sad to see that like they couldn't be who they were and they couldn't be together even though they loved each other so much. But the way that each of their societies were, especially Henry, there was no way that he could tell the public about himself due to how the monarchy works and the image that they're trying to uphill. And that to me is so sad. And obviously it worked out in the best. I cried so hard in the book at the end when everyone was outside of Buckingham Palace and they were wearing their History Haw shirts and just like supporting Henry and Alex. I cried so hard because it was just such a beautiful moment, and I was just like, this is what society should be. This is how we should come together, you know, and let people be themselves no matter what. It shouldn't matter. Who you love is who you love, you know? I got really focused for a second. Let's see, what do I have? Oh yeah, there was no PowerPoint. So if you read the book, when Alex like finally came out to his mom put together this whole PowerPoint, and I laughed so hard reading the book. Just like the way she titled the slides were so funny to me. And I love that they actually did mention it in the movie. I was like, yes, they still mentioned the PowerPoint that I love so much. So I thought that was cute. But no, in the book it's so funny what they like their titles. I should look it up right now. I feel like I wouldn't be able to find it. I have it on my Kindle, but I don't know if I highlighted that specific part. But yeah, and then Feel Forever, that's actually said in the book. Like Alex's mom does say like, you need to figure out if you feel forever about him. And I don't know, I just loved it. I love it. They're so cute. I'm just like, this whole video is just me gushing about Henry and Alex. Because, like, why wouldn't we, right? Why wouldn't we? Okay, let's see. Oh my gosh, I love this too. So when they're at their house back in Texas, when they're like on the little vacation, they're reading on a hammock, and then like Alex closes a book, and it's One Last Stop. If you guys don't know, Casey McCluskey is the person who wrote Red, White, and Royal Blue, and her other book is One Last Stop, and she included it in the film, and I loved that little like Easter egg. I literally screamed when I saw it. I said, not the One Last Stop like promo. Oh, it was so funny to me. I was like, you go girl, like good for you. They also changed how like Alex was going to try to tell Henry like he loved him, and to be fair, in the book they were like skinny dipping and it was like night. So I don't know if they could have done that on film. But it still wasn't bad. Like it still had Henry like diving in the water and like just like avoiding it altogether. So I mean, I'm not mad at it. It was what it was. And then I really wanted to see this. So when Alex finally goes to London to try to talk to Henry because he's been avoiding him after Alex like tried to admit his feelings, in the book he literally is like screaming and like causing a whole scene outside of the palace. And I would have loved to see that. I would have loved to see angry Alex, but also like in love Alex, like where he's just like so desperately trying to get Henry's attention. That would have been like everything to me. Again though, like I'm not super upset about it, but I would have loved to see it, you know? Okay, I'm flipping the page. I have 2 pages of notes. Eyebrows take a lot of concentration. Okay, let's talk about the museum dance scene because I loved every second of it. I loved every second of it, and that's where Alex officially said the line, "History, huh? Bet we can make some." And that line will forever be one of the most iconic lines to me in literature, okay? Forever will mean the world to me. So that scene, like, I feel like I could watch that scene forever. It's so cute and like beautiful. Another scene I could watch forever because it was so funny was the fact when Henry told him like his real name, like his full name, like Alex is like, well, I thought like my name was a mouthful, and Henry goes like, he is, and like this little smirk. I watched that like multiple times. I was like, pause, rewind. It was so good, so good. And then of course we have to mention when Henry gives Alex his signet ring, and that meant so much to Henry in the books, and it means so much to me because Henry wanted Alex to have a part of him and a part of his home, because Alex keeps the chain around his neck from his childhood home. So the symbolism of like always being together and just like sharing that with Alex, oh my gosh. Henry, you're everything. You're everything, babe. Okay. Let's see. They also kind of switched, like in the book when everything went down with the leaked emails, they kind of switched POVs on that one. So originally in the, I'm trying to find like a highlight brush. Originally in the book, they had like Alex really trying to get a hold of the palace and everything, but they kind of just showed it from Henry's like point of view, which was interesting. I was like, okay, little twist, but I like it. And their first interaction after everything, when they meet at the stairs and like Henry just collapses into Alex's arms, I cried. I was like, my babies, my sweet babies, I just want everything like just to go amazing for you. Like, you need everything great in the world. Like, you just need pure happiness. I was like, I love you guys so much. So much. Okay. I need a moment. So another thing that they kind of did a little bit differently was how they came out in the public, because Alex made a speech, but all of that happened after Henry and Alex talked to like the Queen in the book and everything. But also, again, gotta fit everything into a short amount of time frame. So it still ended up making a lot of sense and working well in the film. I actually especially loved, like, after they talked to the king, they went out on the balcony and just like went out together for the big crowd of everyone outside in support of them. I just thought that was so cute, so beautiful. And that moment in the book when they found out all those people were outside of Buckingham Palace and then just all around the world showing their support for the couple, made me cry. Like, it made me cry like a baby. It made me cry so hard because I was like, that is so magical and that's so beautiful and everything is right in the world. And it's one of my favorite moments in the book. My absolute favorite moment in the book. Okay, let's see, what else do I have? Also, they didn't include Henry's mom in the film at all, and she was like really going off on the Queen in the book, so I thought like she was gonna be there, but she wasn't in the film at all. But again, that's a whole nother can of worms that they would have had to... Me really focusing like my face, my mascara face. I used to be really good at not getting mascara on my lids, but now without fail, I always get mascara on my lid. Like, there's no way around it. Okay. And then after this was like the end of the film, and in the book they had the like re-election. I don't know politic terms, but as they were waiting for the results of the election, they actually held it in their hometown in Texas, but it wasn't like abundantly clear that it was there. But then like Henry and Alex did at the end of the movie go to his childhood home like they did in the book, so maybe it was in Texas. But that whole thing was changed in the movie. The one thing that I really wish that they had was like when she got reelected as president, Alex was like, I'm gonna step back and I'm gonna let the women have their moment. And I thought that would have been such a beautiful thing to include in the movie. Because woman empowerment, am I right, ladies? Like, that is just a magical thing to see a woman. Obviously, the president is absolutely incredible for a woman, but it's also a magical thing to see a woman get any position of power that is predominantly male. And I would have loved to see that like that moment in the film, because Henry really is like acknowledges it and he's like, wait, I'm gonna step back and I'm gonna let the woman have their moment with this. So I really did want to see that, but I mean, it was really cute, and I kind of wish they did show in the book, like Henry was like, oh, I'm not gonna get up on stage, and Alex is like, babe, you're family, like you get up on the stage with us. And that would have been really sweet to see as well. My camera shut off because I was talking too much and I reached the limit. But basically what I was saying was, I love the ending. They just go into the childhood home and it's so sweet. Overall, the whole movie makes me so happy, and I'm so happy that I can finally like put my love for them as a couple into something real, because I read this book for the very first time last year, and it was one of my favorites of last year that I read, and I did a reread before the movie so I could kind of compare and contrast the book and the film. And I forgot how much, like, I don't know how I could forget. I mean, like, I didn't really forget like how much I love them, but rereading it, I was like, I remember everything, because there's no one like them. There's no one doing it like them. Like, they are everything. And if you've never read this book, please read it. I know like sometimes the politics can like drone things out, but the relationship is worth it. I just think they have so much depth to them, and what they're fighting for is so important. And the amount of layers and growth and development that they both have as characters is amazing. And then the love that they have for each other regardless of all of the serious and serious issues going on in their lives and the things that and factors that they can't change, I think is beautiful. I think their love is infinite, and I think it's magical and special and wonderful. And how many times can I say that I love them with my whole being? In my heart, in my soul, I feel this love. And I'm so happy that they're real. And now I'm going to get everything on the internet that has to do with this movie. I'm gonna go on and be my Etsy girly and order a bunch of History Haul stuff in support of my babies. I had so much fun. I had so much fun watching it. I had so much fun sitting here and just having girl talk with you, because that's what I want to do. That's what I want to make my channel, is just a bunch of girl talk where we talk about books and movies and everything under the sun. Okay, hold on. I have to concentrate. I'm putting on pillow talk. I feel like when I go out in public today, I will be changing my shirt because I feel like, one, I got concealer on it. Two, I don't think it really matches. I mean, this look kind of matches. I don't know. Okay. My gloss on because I can't go anywhere without a gloss. Alright guys, that's all I have for you. Thank you so much for sitting with me doing girl talk about two fictional men that I would absolutely die over, okay? I would die over them. But thank you so much for sitting and chatting with me. I want to talk about some channel updates for y'all. So I'm actually going to be uploading one video per month, and hopefully I get a little bit more frequent, maybe do 2 uploads per month, maybe once a week, I don't know. I'm super busy right now, but I kind of want to get more into content creation. You're actually going to get 2 videos this month, because next week I will be recording my live reactions to The Summer I Turned Pretty season finale. I am not ready, you guys, but it's gonna be fun. You're gonna see me literally freak out because I am Team Conrad for life, and I am fighting for my life out there in the trenches. But yeah, so thank you so much for watching. Let me know if you liked the vlog content that I did in the beginning, and let me know if you liked this video. It would mean a lot to me. So it was just so much fun chatting with y'all, and let me know what you thought about the movie below, and if I should do something like this again in the future. Alright, I will see you guys next week when we cry over The Summer I Turned Pretty.